What's up, gang, and welcome back to another edition of Road Tripping with the Roots.
Hi, guys, and if this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much. Please be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like this video. If you've been riding with us all along, thank you so much. Please be sure to join the conversation below to let us know you're here and like this video.
Yeah.
Today, we are getting into the Rude's real review of
What if T'Challa became Star-Lord?
So, if this is your first time joining, we full-on spoilers. We'll talk about everything with you, or as many parts of the episode or movie that we're reviewing as we can. And we do not speak to each other. We wait until we're here with you.
That's right.
With that being said,
big shout out to my Chadwick Boseman t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Avenge the Fallen. So look, check it out. On Mondays, we go live for the What If series to predict what happens in the upcoming series for that week. And guess what, guys? We were totally wrong about this episode.
yes. But if you want to join us, every Monday, 7:30 Walt Disney World time, 4:30 Disneyland time, we will do What If, What's Next? ? Because we're just doing our predictions. So
That's right.
Our first one was great. We had a great time with everyone. Big shout out to everyone that joined. Make sure you join
right.
for next week's.
No dancing like we said. We thought we were going to get a nice soundtrack.
Listen. Wait. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the stuff we predicted was great. Even though we didn't get any of it, it was still a great episode.
Guys, I don't know what the fuck just happened. So let's get into it.
It was dope.
Let's get into it. You have the Watcher doing the intro, and then you have the moment where he talks about nurture versus nature, which I definitely saw that thread strong in Loki.
Yes.
So the fact that they spoke on it in this one lets me know that I was on the right track, right?
You usually are.
Thanks. You have T'Challa, who is stealing. Is it still the Power Stone?
Yes, because who was it? When T'Challa was talking to Nebula, she was like, "Does your father know you have it? Or does my father know?"
Does my father? Okay.
Yeah.
So he goes to Morag.
Which is a crazy twist. We didn't even get there yet.
Yeah, but he goes to Morag, like we see in the Guardians of the Galaxy live action. He goes to grab the Power Stone, and in comes Korath and his homies coming in to acquire the stone. For who we don't know yet.
Ronan. He said, my boss Ronan.
My boss Ronan, but who's Ronan's boss?
Right, we don't know that.
Right. So he says, I'm getting it from my boss Ronan. We see the iconic scene where Peter Quill takes off his helmet and says, I'm Star-Lord, and everyone's thoroughly confused because they don't know who
what
he
is. What is a Star-Lord?
Plot twist.
Everybody knows who Star-Lord is.
So Korath is like literally starstruck and gives us a hint of who Star-Lord T'Challa is by saying he steals from the powerful to give to the powerless.
Yeah.
So it's Robin Hood.
Right.
I'm seriously speechless. And then you see...
Well, and you gotta remember now, Korath is a big fan.
Huge.
Like, he is a big fan of Star-Lord and all of his efforts.
You have a great fight scene where
he stuck him up politely.
Yes, but very much so like Black Panther, T'Challa is nimble. T'Challa uses his brain before his bronze. You see what he's wearing is absolutely Star-Lord's, but you see the Wakandan necklace that Shuri made for him. So I was a little confused by that.
It wasn't exactly like the necklace that Shuri made for him, but it was more like, it looked like spearheads.
Okay.
They were spearheads on his thing because he broke them. He put them between his fingers.
Yeah.
And broke the glass.
Oh, guys, listen. So you then have you have the scene where we've all seen the preview where he's standing at the steps and a Ravager never travels alone.
Yeah.
And then that's when we see Yondu, right? Yondu does his big flex thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, facts. And facts is also that I can't whistle. So, Yandu's arrow is safe with me. So then you have Yondu say, oh, you know what? We should do like the good old days. And he talks about fencing the stone to the highest bidder.
Mm-hmm.
But T'Challa says, no, we'll use it for Kalorian's dying star. Save their system from extinction.
Mm-hmm. And for those who don't know what a Kalorian is a race of people. It's like they're pink. They're the people that
so if you
collector had
the collectors employ Karina.
Yeah.
Karina is Kalorian, and if you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, one of the soldiers, his daughter and wife were Kalorian.
Okay.
Right? You see that scene where he comes back home.
Yep. So, just so you know what species that is, it's the pink people.
Yes.
Pretty much.
And he says, no treasure is worth the good that can be done with it. Here's the thing. Chadwick Boseman was about that life in real life.
That was the craziest part. Like, did they give him the
autonomy to
freedom?
Do what he wanted?
Yeah.
And we're not even at the craziest part, right? So, like, my mind is...
No, far, so good. I was smiling the whole time.
Walking on broken glass at this point. I'm, like, super fragile. I will say this. Up until this point, we still don't hear any music, right? Yondu and Star-Lord, a.k.a. T'Challa, board Star-Lord's spaceship, which is named Mandela.
Mm-hmm.
It ties in perfectly to hearing Mandela's voice in the intro. Was that Black Widow?
No, that was
Loki.
Yeah.
The last season, right? The last episode?
I don't know if it's the last episode, but it was Loki.
It ties in to the intro, the Marvel intro that we hear during the Loki series. And if you have not watched our real reviews on the Loki series, we'll include those here. But the detail, the level of detail. So someone in the Marvel universe must be a big fan of Mandela.
Well, that isn't what I got from that.
What did you get?
So, he was doing humanitarian efforts. He was going to planet to planet doing humanitarian things. So I'm thinking he was inspired by Mandela. So that's why he named his ship Mandela. Which goes back to Star-Lord naming his ship the Milano. Because he loved the Alyssa Milano from Who's the Boss.
So, my thing was, because I thought about this, his connection to Mandela, obviously Mandela was humanitarian, but when he left Earth in 1988, Mandela was still a prisoner.
Okay.
Did he feel like a prisoner on Earth? I don't know.
Maybe.
And I didn't know that Star-Lord's ship was called the Milano for Alyssa Milano. I don't know where I was. Comment down below if you were today years old too.
Maybe I made that up.
I mean that's dope if it is, but so you see the Mandela. So I was already just I'm done at this point. And then you go back to 1988 where you see T'Challa speaking to T'Chaka, who, shout out to him for knowing your child, right?
Yeah.
I have,
King's blood.
You are the body of a king with the heart of an explorer.
You have king's blood with the heart. Hold on. How do you say? You have king's blood that pumps through an explorer's heart.
Bars. You then have the moment, right? So you have him, he gets outside. We had talked about this, and we'll include our video of our predictions in and we'll include our link for our predictions because we talked about how did he get out of the Wakandan bubble? Was it even there? So now we know it's there.
Yep.
He gets out, and the turning what if point was instead of Yondu going to retrieve Peter Quill, he sends two Ravengers, and they bring up the wrong person. But he connects with T'Challa instantly.
Right.
Right? So it's not...
Because he wasn't scared.
Right.
He was just like, I just want to explore the
world. And he said, why explore one when you can explore many? Right? So I love that softer take. They didn't make Yondu as grimy. Mm-hmm. And really made Yondu paternal.
Right.
Which was the Yondu that we saw towards the end.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So that was crazy.
And that could have been the T'Challa effect as well, right?
Yes.
He softened everybody up.
Yep. Guys, we don't hear any music, and I was listening until the club scene. The music was trash, but the club was all the way live. They recruited Korath, so now he's a Ravenger, and he's asking all these questions. What about the time you did this, the time you did that?
Well, they didn't really recruit him. He was begging to be on the team. And T'Challa was like, well, I hired worse and carried him out.
But then you see the one and only, the Mad Titan.
My mans.
I was not ready for Thanos.
I was hype.
I nothing would have predicted Thanos
in that episode at all.
Nothing. You see Thanos, and basically he speaks about how Star-Lord changed his mind, so he did not go with his original plan.
Yep.
And the Ravengers are like, my man, you know that's genocide, right? And he's like, no, not really. Technically, I was just trying to do this and do that, so it was funny. It was random. It's random, just like that. I would have just did that. Then you see Star-Lord go to the bar, and that's where we see Drax. Drax thanks him for saving his planet and says, hey, Star-Lord, let's take a selfie for my wife and daughter.
Yep. So they're still alive.
At this point, I can't breathe. Right?
Isn't it funny, though, that he was a bartender? That is the perfect job for Drax.
Drax is definitely perfect to be a bartender, and here's why. Literally, straight face, and was engaging, but, Star-Lord was like, oh, it's all in a day's work. He said, actually, it took you 7 days. Mm-hmm. It took you 7 days to save my planet.
6 days.
It was like, just the banter and everything was just, and for the record, he made it clear that T'Challa saved him from a Kree invasion. So within moments, you hear of Skrulls and you hear about Kree.
Yep.
So we're already speeding up ahead, getting us into some things here, right?
Yeah. It's hot fire. Like every scene was fire.
Hold on. Guys, we had talked about this. We thought, okay, who's going to be the Gamora to his Star-Lord? No one was ready for Jessica Rabbit Nebula. No one.
Right.
No one was ready for, hey, Cha-Cha.
I know,
no,
right?
Was not ready. So Nebula, all curvaceous and whatnot, shows up. And they sit and start talking. So that tells us that they have a history.
Right.
It's a mystery, Scooby-Doo. Mm-hmm. So he talks about, first of all, she still has beef with her dad. And T'Challa says, he gardens now.
Yeah, he's different.
Which takes us back to the end scene, or it was the post-credit scene, wasn't it? Yeah. The post-credit scene of Infinity War. Guys, when I tell you the way they paid this off, I can't even take it. Mm-hmm. And, he talks about the fact that, Yondu tried to take me back to Wakanda, but it was destroyed. And Nebula's like, oh, so you lost your home, so you try to save everyone else's. To, again, drive home the Robin Hood energy.
Yeah.
My mind, I was not ready. I
I know they were having fun writing these.
Right. And then she says, so you save everybody else's. That's the name of this tune. Right? There's no music playing. But we know Guardians of the Galaxy for music. Mm-hmm. So she says, oh, so that's the name of this tune. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was a nod. Nebula talks to him about a heist. Thanos explains like more of when he went good and how that void was filled
by the Collector. So the Collector's running stuff right now, and he has T'Challa's team. He has the Outriders. He has his homies. Proxima Midnight.
It's not T'Challa's. Thanos.
That's what I mean.
You said T'Challa's team.
Oh, I see. I did?
Yeah.
Oh, Thanos' team. Ebony Maw.
First of all,
Proxima Midnight. Corvus Glaive.
You've got Proxima Midnight. You've got Ebony Maw working for the Collector and the Collector's collection. So can we talk about that fight scene? Mm-hmm. The Collector goes to fight Star-Lord and he's like, how do you want it?
Yeah.
How do you want it? His arsenal included Captain America's shield. Did you see that?
No, I seen it. Thor's hammer was in there too.
Mjolnir. Thank you very much. And then to fight.
It went so fast, I didn't get a chance to see everything, but
guys,
there was some things in there.
To fight, he donned Hela's helmet.
Yeah, that was dope. And
what a hell of a way to start this series off. I can't take it.
Listen, when he put on Hela's helmet, I was like, okay, that's fire, because he started throwing the knives. He had her little sword. He started doing all the Hela stuff that he was doing. And
what?
Then Yondu pulled up.
I know.
Knocked the helmet off his head with the arrow.
But for a minute there, I was like, what in the Taskmaster do we have going on here?
That was cold. That was dope.
Guys, listen. I don't know about you, but I need to get over to DCA and to that Avengers campus because this has got me just wanting some Marvel love. If you're like us and love seeing what's going on, even if you can't be there, be sure to check out Eat See Magic. She has a vlog where she does Avengers campus. Mm-hmm. It gives you all the feels. So definitely check that out.
Especially we'll include when the door link. Come out.
Guys, I mean... First of all, okay, for the Collector's voice, I did not think that was Benicio del Toro, but it was.
Yeah, he was trying to make it more
sinister. His voice sounded so different, but but I was here for it because it's a different timeline, right? So I thought that was interesting. We see Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck mentions the Frost Giant. So you have that piece because next week is about Loki. Mm-hmm. What if Loki came with diplomacy to Earth? So
what if he was already the king?
Right. My mind is blown at this point. Proxima Midnight beats Thanos.
I don't know if he beats Thanos. Come on, I wouldn't go that far now. He had him right where he wanted him.
The Collector had everything in his collection, including what alerted his necklace, which was a ship, mm-hmm. basically from Wakanda. Mm-hmm. He sees the message from his father. He gets that they're actually looking for him. Mm-hmm. Yondu lied to him. Wakanda wasn't destroyed, right? So then we're seeing Nebula. She grabs the embers of Genesis, and we see Karina take out Ebony Maw, which was the Collector's, employee, because she wanted the freedom. She was inspired by Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Like we are all inspired by Chadwick. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they made changes to this episode post Chadwick passing or what, but this is the way to crown a jewel. Mm-hmm. Way to crown a jewel. This was amazing.
And there's 2 more episodes with Chadwick in it, by the way.
We're not ready.
I know for sure there's one where he's Star-Lord again still.
I'm here for it. Mm-hmm. I'm here for, we talked about who could be the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? We know it's not Drax. We don't see Rocket. We don't see Groot. We don't see Gamora. No, instead, Thanos is a Guardian. Nebula is a Guardian.
Well, they're Ravagers. But I know what you're saying. I'm getting at what you're saying.
Yes. Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I'm picking it up.
Because it's going down.
Nah, listen. They did a great job. The Thanos surprise was... I love that. I love that they threw that in there. Because he is a space being, right? The only thing they were missing was, like, Thor showing up.
Here's my thing. If, right, you have Ego... Peter Quill is Ego's dad. And you don't talk about what makes Chadwick super, right? I'm sorry, what makes T'Challa super. And at one point, you even hear the Collector say, you're just flesh and blood. You're not really what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
I said what I said about him being a celestial being. I still believe that. I believe that's what made him so powerful, was his desire to do the right thing. But it's just... Then we see the end credit scene.
Where's
Dairy Queen. Yeah. Peter Quill. Had Peter Quill stayed on Earth, Peter Quill would be mopping the floor, closing up a Dairy Queen when Ego shows up.
At the Dairy Queen that him and his mom, that Ego and his mom went to.
Yes.
Well, behind. That's where he planted the flower.
Yes. Guys, I don't even know what's next. But if you liked what we thought about What If, be sure to subscribe to our channel because we have more theories and more reviews coming your way. Be sure to hit that notification bell. We'll be hitting the road soon. And like this video. We will have more. Guys, I'm speechless. I'm going to watch it again.
Another one.
I'm going to watch it again. This is the most exciting episode 2 in the Marvel series. I said what I said. Like, it's about to be a sweep.
Okay. I'm on board. I'm with you. Second episode was the best one too so far. It's hard to tell though. They all are great.
I'm going to watch it again. Corey can edit. Corey can do whatever he needs to do. I am going to watch it again. I can't. My mind is blown. Guys, listen. You see the shirt. It's outer space. It was out of this world.
Facts.
All right, guys. Well, until the next time.
Keep tripping, y'all.
Bye.